I've been teaching for coming up to 10 years. Came into teaching late because I did other jobs. I enjoyed education. I wanted to be a geography teacher, but I needed a break from education. And since coming into teaching later, it's allowed me, I think, to develop better relationships with students and with parents and have a better understanding of life outside of school, which I hope I can then pass on. And since I've been teaching, I've been running more. And last year I ran the London Marathon and had lots of support from the school, which raised money for Fab Kids and raised over £2,000. And because I live locally, I was out running, sort of doing the training sort of over the winter and seeing the students when you're out and about running and they're encouraging you and hopefully other words of encouragement when they tell you to run faster. But and then having that feedback with the kids afterwards was a real big achievement for me outside of a teaching environment.
So, can you explain what you get out of teaching?
Get out of teaching, as corny as it sounds, it's actually a sense of achievement because you get the kids coming into your students coming into your class and seeing how they develop, how they grow, how they evolve, not just from the subject, but as a person, and watching someone coming into school at year 7 as a tiny little sort of pupil, and then by the time they leave at year 11, and that 5-year relationship, you can't ever repeat it. It's always different with every pupil. And that's one of the most wonderful things about teaching and working in the academy is that seeing how students blossom, some of them come in very confident and they continue that through. Others, they come in, they're very nervous and they're unsure about school life and seeing how their confidence grows and their ability grows and what they then achieve. And you can't really put that into words, and it does sound very corny, but it is certainly, I think, probably the best thing in teaching is that sense of student achievement and where they go on to. And then see it catching them up a few years later and you sort of bump into them when you're out and about and you can have a conversation about what they've done and where they're going and it never ceases to amaze you that they still talk back about school in a fond kind of way and the things they've done with you and say, do you remember that lesson or do you remember that trip? And that sort of thing, it's like, yeah, that's why teaching is such a great profession. I suppose stress is trying to make sure that you get the best out of every student because you want them all to do so well. So you do try to put so much into it. And it does cause a lot of stress because you want it done perfectly. But then when you've done it and you've gone through that stress and you see what comes out on the other side of it, and you're like, yeah, all that worry, all that stress, that was really worthwhile, especially for the GCSE students when you get to August and you come into school at the end of August, they've got their little brown envelope to see what their results are and you see their faces light up and you think, that effort, that push, those revision sessions, that coursework we did, all that moaning and grumbling to get them there, the stress we were going through, that was worthwhile because that smile says it all. It says that, yeah, we've achieved. It's a sense of community, not just with the students but also with the staff as well. It's a close-knit staff and everybody's there to help each other and support each other and you feel that all the way through from the caretakers and the cleaners right through to the head teacher. Everybody wants the academy to do well and it's that sense of working together and wanting to do the best for the students because after all they're the people that really, really matter within the school and they want to feel part of it and they do feel part of it and everyone just works together. It's a real closeness that we have within the academy which makes it a great place to work.